Hello. So, it's the Orilium path. I almost said, what's the name of it again? Orilium Academy? Yeah, something in those lines. I don't really remember. So, you will see it in the title though, so I will figure it out. But, we are doing the Beastmaster. I did that last year, but I'm doing it again this year just to get on a higher level. So, let's talk about it, shall we? So, I need to have 5 different ones, which should be fine, you know. And this is also the one that fits the best with the books in my enormously TBR. So, let's just talk about them. So, first is Elemental Studies, and that is flowers on the cover. And for this one, I have 2 choices. It really depends on what I'm feeling like. We have The Kiss for Jamie, which has like roses here. And then we have Heart of the Fae, which has flowers down here. So both of these will actually fit. It really depends on what I am feeling like. And then we have Animal Studies, and that is to flip a coin where, let's just figure it out here. Okay, heads is non-fiction, tails are fiction. So I don't think that you can see this really well. Oh. Okay. That is most certainly head. That's a non-fiction. Okay, I have 2 non-fictions on my TBR, so I do believe that the one that I will be choosing is Death Utopia, just because that is the shortest non-fiction. So, let's just go to the next. The next is Alchemy, and that is metal in the name. And I have chosen the Iron King. That is basically the only one that I could pick with that could fit on my TBR. The next is Restoration. Close your eyes, shuffle, and point. So I'm not gonna do that because I don't feel like it. So what I am going to do, I know that I have 30 books on my TBR. So what we are going to do, we are going to ask Siri here and a number between 1 and 30. So basically I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and like that down to 30. And if I have it on my TBR already, I'll just pick something else. So let's see. Kan du velge et nummer mellom 1 og 30?
Svaret er 28.
Okay. 28. Book number 28.
Beklager.
Book number 28 is already on another TBR. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. And then we have Book with a Map, Jade War. So, yeah, that's kind of it. I will update when I have started to read and everything. Okay, so Magical Readathon. So I have finished the first prompt for this. It's quite late in a month, but yeah. So let's talk about the first prompt. So I am in the middle of doing like the side quest of this, but I'm not going to talk about that just because it's long and, you know, I'm just gonna read whatever I want for that. So, but I have finished a prompt, and that is Restoration, and that is to close your eyes, shuffle, and point. And basically, I just took a random number generator for all the books that I have had on my like TBR for this month, and ended up with Machine Hood. Now, I give it 3 stars. This is for another video, so I'm not going to talk about it. You will get that video next week. So basically this is done. So we are doing fine, you know. I have 4 books left and I am in the middle of 3 of them. So we are doing great. I will definitely talk more once I have read anything else, and we will talk about how I'm feeling about it, because none of these others are for other videos. So I all of a sudden have a lot of things to update on, because I've been reading a lot. So let's just talk about it. So I have actually 3 books to talk about. There are only 1 book left on my TBR, which is really nuts. So let's just talk about the first book that I finished, which is for animal studies, and that is To Flip a Coin. And I don't remember if it was Heads or Tails was a fiction book and the other one was a non-fiction. And I landed on non-fiction, as you will have seen, right? I think I showed you. So I decided to go with Deaf Utopia. And if anyone has seen America's Next Top Model, the winner of Cycle 22 was one deaf man called Niall. And basically this is his biography. And I have to say, I never rate non-fictions. But I have to say, so no rating, but this book was really good. I really like to, you know, hear memoirs of people who are not like myself, let's call it that. Like, he's deaf. I don't know how it is to be deaf, but I mean, once you are not able to hear, you know, you kind of, it gets really strange and you don't kind of know how everything is, what you are going to do, to be honest. So yeah, and I really like how he is always trying to, you know, learn, like teach people about how it is to be deaf and kind of get the same kind of rights. And it's really great, you know. He decided to basically join America's Next Top Model so he kind of could get a stepping ladder into people's lives and kind of, you know, being able to learn, like teach people about this, because he kind of needed a stepping stool to get kind of the voice to do that. And I love how he basically talks about that. And yeah, so it was really good, and I really liked this book, and I think it's great to kind of read this to get an insight, you know. I personally will never know how, possibly never know what it is to be, how it's like to be deaf. I said possibly never because you never know in this life, but yeah, chances are that I will never know. And yeah, it's really great to kind of see what he thinks about this subject matter. And yeah, basically you learn something new every day, and listening to this one has definitely made me learn something new. So I'm just going to mark this one as green. So the next one that I finished was Alchemy, and that is a metal in the title. And I decided to go with The Iron King. And basically The Iron King is about this girl who basically, her brother goes missing, and basically she has to venture into the world of realm of the Fae, where you have kind of 2 different Faes. You have the winter realm and the summer realm. So she's from summer. And basically she believes that her brother is in winter, but they don't like her because she is the daughter of a king of the other realm. However, she figures out that the brother is in the Iron Kingdom, which is something completely different. So yeah, she gets help of some people, and yeah, I think I'm gonna give this 3 stars. So I liked it. It wasn't that, but it's a YA book, and I just felt like it was just sometimes going a little too slow for me. But overall, it was really good, and I was invested in the story. But I think since it's a YA, it's, you know, much more subtle in the ways that things is happening. I think that I like more. I think I like to have adult books because they are usually like a lot more kind of harsh on the way that they describe things, and you know, it's not really like subtle, like it goes by really quickly when things happen. I feel like that is like one thing that, especially like older YA, this came out in, I don't really know when it came out. I mean, I haven't seen that really so well, so I'm just like 2016, probably 15. You think I fit? I don't know. It might be 2006, you know. I don't really know. And my computer is really slow when it comes to internet in here because I'm far away. So, okay, it doesn't look like, you know, GoodReads is such a ass at times when it, you know, when it comes to you just checking something out. It's like, I'm just gonna wait here for 3 hours until you don't feel like. It came out in 2010. So, you know, I just feel like they were much more like, a lot of things didn't happen. Like there, it was, yeah. And so I think that if you wrote a YA now, they are a little more harsher. But definitely in adult books, you kind of, they might be longer, but you also get more like the world building and things is happening, you know, happening with fights and everything. But overall, I really did enjoy this, so I probably will continue on with this series to see how it goes, because you kind of end up on a cliffhanger. So I think I am going to continue on with this series and see where we kind of is going. So that was that one. And then we have Elemental Studies, and that is flowers on the cover. And I went with Heart of the Fae because it has like flowers down here. She has a leaf in her head, but you have like a few flowers down here. And then this one, I don't remember her name. Like Sorsa or something. She basically is a midwife in this world, and basically what happens is that her dad is sick, and to kind of save him and save his family from, you know, total like ruin, because if basically he dies, then everything will go to an unknown person, and basically she don't know if they will be treated kindly. And basically to save him, she basically makes a deal with the Fae that she will go to this unknown island that is only like visible every 7 years, and try to get back this kind of lost king. And yeah, his name is Iman, and basically he was kind of thrown out of his kingdom after they figured out that he basically grew these diamonds. They threw him out, and now he has been kind of on this island for many 100 years. So yeah, this one. I thought it was a standalone, but it's this couple will be on at least for 2 books. So I will have to read the other one to know how it ends. But 5 stars. I love this so much. It basically was on my 5-star predictions. To be completely honest, that was because of the cover. Yeah, cover 5 stars, right? But I mean, a lot of people have been talking about this book, and I loved it. It was a little slow in the end, not end, the beginning. You know, the beginning was a little slow, and I was just like, wow, if this is keep on going, I don't know if I want to continue on. Then I continued on, and I got like, I think 300 pages into this book, and I was just like, this was in a day, and I was just like, I kind of want to continue on right now, but I didn't have the time, so I read the last like 100 pages the next, like today, and yeah, when I don't want to put down a book, it's a good like indication that I am liking this book, especially when I am like really like reading, and it takes some time for me, but I still want to continue on. It's a, yeah. So I really loved these 2 persons. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and sometimes I really feel like they can be overdone. You have a lot of Beauty and the Beast retellings out there. So kind of the ones that I am really enjoying are those that don't follow kind of the same like route every single time. So yeah, this one is a little different, and that is kind of why I'm liking this more than something that is like really like following the same thing. So yeah, like I don't know how this will end. I don't know if, you know, there is anything with Iman that can be done, or if he will continue on to have these like crystals going on. And to be honest, I kind of hope that is the case in like the next book, that he doesn't change, you know, the look doesn't change. That would actually be a really good thing if it didn't. But we will see. And I am going to continue on with this series later on. Not in this video though. So yeah, I only have 1 book left. Jade War. So we only have lore left, and that is kind of really great. I have to say, this has gone a lot better than I would have imagined, and we will get ready for the fall equinox. That should be really fine. And yeah, this is my 2nd year doing the Beastmaster, and it's, yeah, I just like this path. So yeah, I am going to update when I have read Jade War. So, last path of Orilium. I have just finished, not just, but I have finished Jade War, and this one was for lore, a book with a map, because it has a map here, a map here, and a map here. So we have 3 maps. And yeah, this one ended up as a 4 stars. I liked it. I can't say much about this because Jade War is the 2nd book in the Jade City and the Greenbone saga. So this is the 2nd book. So we are basically following, in Jade City, we are following different types of people, and they are basically these clans that are kind of fighting over Jade, and that basically gives them supernatural speed and strength. And yeah, it's basically kind of a mafia-esque story in a fantasy setting that is also kind of like Earth, because they are, you know, flying and having phones and everything. So it's a really cool story, you know. I feel like it's really like a mix of fantasy with definitely some like earth things. So yeah, 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's not like a new favorite thing, but I do believe that I want to in the future reread this and tab it, and then I might like it more when I, you know, slow down with it. But yeah, that was kind of all the books that I had for my path. So the Beastmaster, we had Elemental Studies, and that is flowers on the cover, and I read Heart of the Fae. Animal Studies was to flip a coin, and basically I needed to pick a non-fiction, and I picked Death Utopia. Then for Alchemy, and that was a metal in the title, and I read The Iron King. For Restoration, I needed to close my eyes, shuffle and point. I basically just took a wheel, because that was easier, or maybe not a wheel. I took a like number generator and just generated all the books that I had on my TBR for this month, and just we ended up with Machine Hood. And then for lore, book with a map, I read Jade War. So that is my Orilium path. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, and yeah, I will see you next time for another video. Bye!